Good morning, everyone. Brian Hoops here with Midwest Market Solutions Market Insider TV. This is our opening commentary for Wednesday, November the 11th. Thanks for joining us this morning. We take a look at our trading day ahead. I'll be doing RFD TV not only this morning, but also Thursday and Friday of this week. We'll be talking about CPI numbers, PPI numbers, export sales, supply and demand reports, all kinds of market moving information. So I hope you have a chance to check out those appearances. I'll be on the Commodity Wrap podcast this afternoon, talking about the markets, and that will air this afternoon and this evening on Sirius Satellite Radio Channel 147. And also, I will be doing the AgriTalk podcast with Chip Flory this afternoon from 2:15 to 2:45, talking big picture deal with these markets. And we do have some fairly fresh news to talk about this morning. First, let's look at the overnight trade. Dollar is softer here this morning with nat gas and crude oil higher. I'll talk about why crude oil is higher here in a second, but we're up almost 2%, testing yesterday's highs. Stock market has firmed up. The CPI numbers were out this morning, and they were only 0.1% below expectations, and year-over-year CPI is at 2.4%, matching expectations. Stock market liked that news. Gold and silver are mixed, and the grains are higher here, 3.5 to 5.5 better corn. Beans are 3.5 better, and the wheat is higher as well. We're about 3.5 cents, 3.5 to 4.5 cents higher in Kansas City wheat. So let's talk about markets and what is driving us this morning. As always, sign up for our text message service and our Twitter feeds to get the latest market information. That'll be sent directly to you on your smartphone. So let's look at what's happening as far as news. Weather-wise, maps continue to call for higher probability of above normal temps and moisture across the U.S. 11 to 15 days wetter for Iowa and Illinois, and that's going to be nearly ideal for this corn and soybean crop development. News late last night, early this morning, coming out of Truth Social Twitter account. President Trump says our deal with China is done. We are getting a total of 55% of the tariffs. China is getting 10%, and that's subject to final approval with President Xi and himself. So it sounds like a trade deal is done. That's why we're seeing a bounce in the grains this morning. We're seeing a bounce in the crude oil, particularly, as we could export some more product to China. And the hope is that China will be one of the first dominoes to fall. We kind of expected they'd be one of the last ones, and it may be one of the first ones to get a trade agreement done. Tomorrow we have a supply and demand report. We also have weekly export sales in the morning, but supply and demand report comes out Thursday morning at 11 o'clock and should be a driver for the market. Corn stocks estimated to be down 25 million from last month as exports are going to be increased. That will tighten up our new crop balance sheets a little bit, estimated to be about 1.792 billion bushels. Of course, yield will make the final determination on that number, if that is accurate or not. But that's why we're seeing a nice rally here overnight in the corn market. A lot of short covering developing after some new lows scored yesterday in that July corn contract. Soybeans estimated stocks at 350 million bushels, unchanged from a month ago, and new crop at 298. The wheat stocks, the old crop at 842 million with new crop at 924, and all wheat production, it looks to be about 8 million larger than a month ago, 1.924 billion bushels on expectations of a larger winter wheat crop. This week's cattle facts show us it's up 4,200 head for a total of 223,000 head. Now, the cutouts were higher yesterday, and the feeder cattle index sharply higher yesterday. Light fed cash cattle trade did develop yesterday in the South this was on Tuesday, and that's steady with a week ago, maybe steady to even higher. But the fact that we traded on a Tuesday shows packers have very strong appetite for these cattle. We've heard from some feedlots that they are already trying to buy next week's inventory, trying to buy cattle for next week, which you have to believe is extremely bullish if they're out sniffing the feedlots for cattle for a week ago. They're just very tight supplies and just unable to find any more supplies. Next week we will have a new cattle on feed report on next Friday as well, and that report looks to be a bullish one. Have a good day, everyone. Good luck and good trading. We hope to talk to you soon. This has been Brian Hoops, Midwest Markets.